Right, so that's com. Now what I wanted to explain, we're getting towards the end now. We've just launched a new version of the product. We're quite proud of this because it represents a step change in several different ways. The first is we have got an additional data supplier. As well as e-signal, we now have dialed data as a data supplier, and dialed data give us some extra features and functionality into the system. It gives us the ability to update US stocks during the trading day. So, for instance, if I want to update, I tick here intraday updates, and if I want to now update, say, I will do it. If I want to update stock A, I will now update it. And what's happened here, I can see it, but I'll show you. It's now running, did you see that? Flashed up there. It ran that EDS report that we asked it to run automatically. So it did that as well when I updated. But now when I go to chart, and because I updated A, Agilent Technologies now has a date, 20th of March. So we think, wow, that's today. That's not the closing price today, but it's a price that's about 30, 40 minutes old. Every so often, the server updates itself with current data. That can be 30, 40, 45 minutes out, but it tells you where today is going. Gives you a bit of an advance. If you want to trade at the close, before the close of US, you know what today's price is to build into your chart. And I've now run my EDS report, which will include data for that particular stock on that particular on the 20th. And of course I can run it for all US stocks. So I can then run my expert ratings reports and all the other reports to see what stocks I should be looking at to trade today. Gives me a little bit of advance on the market. And we think that it's a great halfway house between having end-of-day data, which is how we used to have it and we're under e-signal, and having streaming services which are quite expensive because the exchanges make it that way. They have exchange fees which they charge, which ups the price of providing that streaming data. So this what they call snapshot data, which takes it as of a certain point, but at least allows you to take several points during the day, is a great halfway house. And we've added that to the product to give people who want that a way of getting in to updating data on today's date without having to pay streaming data charges. The other thing that we've done is to put some currencies into the system. Now these currencies are indicative prices. They are end-of-day prices, so they're not streaming or real time. But nevertheless, if you're looking out over a period and you're looking to swing trade them over a period, they are a great indicator of where that currency is, and you can do your analysis on it. So, I mean, they're all going to look, well, GP obviously has recovered and declined again. But that's where we are with GBP. Woof. Anyway, let's not worry about the content for now. Let's look at better times when we can manage that movement. The point is, we've got currencies here that we can look at and analyze in exactly the same way as we do stocks, as to see what's moving, what's turning over a daily basis. They are to 3 decimal points rather than 4, which is the normal trading significance that you get. But that's because they are reported at the end of the day by several different providers who all have different prices, because there is no official market for foreign exchange. It's just between people who are trading them. So we've taken an average of different vendors and trading sites and averaged those up and rounded them to 3 decimal places to give the average. So it certainly gives you a great indicator of where that stock is moving over that day and how it's moved over time, which we've discussed before. Important to look at the trends that you can see appearing and being created. So not only do we get those 7 pairs, comes with those 7 pairs, but everyone wants a different pair to look at. And there are over 3,000 different pairs available that when you subscribe to the currency pairs that you have availability to add to the system. Right, I'm running a couple of minutes over, so I do apologise, but we're nearly at the end now. The other thing is to explain to you the pricing and how that comes up. It's all on the website, so if I don't get time to go through this in detail, please check on the website. Now, a great way to get to the website is using the charts application. There is a link here to the tutorial, and the tutorials are kept on the website. I definitely advise watching those tutorials. They're really important to get you started. And certainly if you've forgotten anything I've said today, or everything I've said today, that's fine. You can watch tutorials. Steve does some of them, and others are doing some of the others. But watch the tutorials, and they're available here on the website. So how do I make my Winway look like Darren's, using TradingExpert Pro the way Darren does, and also getting started with charts part 1 and 2, very useful. And if you want to move on, you can, at some stage, getting started with Expert Design Studio. RT Alerts is just for streaming data, so don't worry about that for now. So, tutorials are important, but why I've taken you here is we're now on the website. What also is you can see the plans, and I've set those out here for you to look at, and this is the pricing. So the TradingExpert Pro, which is equivalent to the e-signal version which we used to have, it used to cost $121 per month, but that is now down to $114 per month. And now we've got the ability to add on Snapshot at $138, or go for the Snapshot and the currency pairs for $150 per month. So for less than the cheapest streaming, and we can still get the e-signal streaming data for delayed or real time. Those are still available at 182 and 204, but be a little bit careful because you have to make them work properly, extra exchange fees charged by the exchanges to get the data. And details of that are all on the system here. So exchange fees and service fees are here under plans. So you can see the costs of, so for instance, New York is $5, NASDAQ $2, Amex $5, etc., etc. You get different exchanges and the prices are there. But those exchange fees are in addition when you go streaming. Now this is the reason why we recommend that really if you're on Darren's classes that you stay with the end of day, but take advantage where you can of the snapshot, which gives you that jump into today's trading. We think that's enough because you're not day trading typically, you are trading on a swing basis, which is like 2 to 3 months, 2 days to 3 months in duration. Knowing exactly the price at exactly the right time is not as important. So just knowing where the market is in the US is really important, just to make sure you're not miles away. But remember, when you go to trade, you'll always get a real-time price from your trading venue. Anyway, your broker will tell you what the current price is, so you can always see that the current price is within the ballpark of how you've been doing your analysis. If it is, you trade. If it's not, clearly you don't, because something's up. Either the price is completely wrong or your analysis is completely wrong. None of the two. It's an indicator of when not to trade rather than when to trade. But it's within the ballpark of where you've been doing your analysis and where you set your stops, then you're in good shape by just going to the streaming or real-time data with your broker. So there I have it. I think that's what I have to say today. I hope Steve has been answering your questions. I'll try and get back to the